You know, we have a production as soon as the curtain draws back, and you'll see the man behind the green shade, and we'll disclose all the secrets of the inside of the Supreme Court and the private practice of law. I want to thank you all for coming. We were hoping for more, but this is the first. You are the trial balloon. You're the first test case. This is Gary Franklin. My name is Paul Reiber. I'm Chief Justice, as I think most of you know. Gary is president of the Vermont Bar Association. He and I have had for many years now a monthly meeting with the leadership of the VBA at the courthouse in Montpelier. And in that meeting, the president of the Vermont Bar Association and the executive director, Terry Corsone's over there, come and we talk about current issues. We talk about collaborating on all kinds of different things, including, some of you may have been there, we had a 100th anniversary this spring in May in Montpelier in front of the courthouse that VBA was instrumental in putting together. So our first meeting, Gary's and my first meeting, was in July. He's a new incoming president, and it turned out we both had the same idea. And the idea was that really the bar and the bench need to do a better job of outreach in the communities, community engagement, actually reaching out, organizing meetings like this, very informal meetings like this, to talk to members of the community about their perceptions of not only the practice of law but also the courts, and the problems that they have, the concerns they have about the operation of this very important structure within state government. So, as I say, you are the first test case. We actually are going to go to every one of the 14 counties. Did you back out of this already?
I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it.
And Terry Corsone's, as many of you know, being Terry, who has baked cookies and brought cider and all these other goodies here this evening, has already got us booked into Bennington in a couple of weeks. Where else, Terry? St. Johnsbury. So we're going to be on the road. Now, the concept is the presiding judge and the president of the county bar will join the two of us at these meetings to provide specific information about the operation of the court and the bar in York County. And so Judge Arms is here with us, who's the PJ in Addison County, which is a very austere position, filled with lots of fun and games, I know. And Lesley is here, Lesley Deppman, who is the president of the Addison County Bar Association, with her husband, Benj, who is really, between the two of them, the reason we've been allowed to use this wonderful space here this afternoon, and we're very grateful for that generosity. So, there's no agenda. This is part of the deal. You got to understand. So I mean, I'll just tell you a little story. I was just telling Judge Arms this. For a couple of years, I went around and did Saturday morning breakfasts with county delegations, legislative delegations. As a matter of fact, we had one up at Rosie's a couple winters ago. And you know, I always told them, I said, I am always in your ear talking about the problems I've got, the money problems typically, but other kinds of problems. Always in the legislature to say, this is my problem, and here, help me fix this. I said, it occurred to me that there was no moment when I actually reached out to them and said, well, what are your concerns? You know, I know you've got a lot of problems on your plate in the legislature, and I can't help you with all of those, but I do want to know about your concerns with respect to the courts. And you know, as a result of that, over a period of time, I started to get feedback, for instance, about how certain members of the legislature had constituents who were coming to them and saying, I can't get my divorce heard in the court. I've had a divorce pending for a long time, and we can't get it scheduled. Well, you know, this opened the door to a discussion about why that was. About the fact that we've got this huge number of cases that have come into the state court system involving child protection, CHINS cases, TPR cases. We added, Judge Arms can speak to this because she was up there, we added a courtroom in Franklin County about 24 months ago in order to try to keep up with the volume. We've been very candid with the legislature about the fact that we can't actually keep up with statutory deadlines in these child protection cases because the volume is so great. So this is one of the stories that we had a conversation about in these very friendly breakfasts that took place here and many other places around the state. And so I want to give Gary a chance to make a few remarks and say something about his perspective on this process as well. But my whole approach to this was to come to the communities. I wanted to come to the communities with absolutely no agenda. We are not here to tell you this is the way it is and this is how we're going to do things. I would really like to get feedback from you all about what the problems are you see in the system. I mean, the justice system, in my mind, has never been more important than it is today. There is a great threat to the institutions of democracy, and I think as collegial a place it is to live as is Vermont, we have to be on our toes and have to be keeping our eye on the ball just as well as everybody else. So that's primarily the motivation that I have. Gary, do you want to?
Yeah, I'll just be brief. I mean, you know, we could keep talking, then there goes the whole hour. We really want to hear from you guys, or at least questions from you, and maybe what we can do better. So Gary Franklin from Primer Piper and the incoming president of the Vermont Bar Association, and we did really have this great sort of idea together, coming at it from slightly different perspectives, and mostly I just try to make sure I do what the chief does, as any smart lawyer would. No, everything you just heard, we're exactly on board with, and it's great that we have this opportunity to do this traveling roadshow. My perspective as a representative of the Bar Association is just slightly different, which is a focus on the image of lawyers, and to find out really what is the image of lawyers out in the community. Obviously, it goes hand in hand with our work in the courts, but not entirely. How can we support the court system? How can the court system support us? And what can we do with the law school to bring them in as part of this process? Obviously, they want as many kids to be applying to law school as possible because they see it as a good profession, as something that they really want to pursue. We want there to be support for the court system in the legislature and among people. So you know, we have a role to play in that as well. And so that's something that we want to gain some information on. I think anecdotally, and I'd like to hear maybe some anecdotes from others, is how do you feel that you're perceived in the community? What do you think? How do you think your role is perceived? And are we part of, do people see us as part of a solution or as part of a problem? And obviously, you know, and I hear it in my head about, you know, too often where we can be seen as part of the problem, and we want to change that perception.
Thanks, Gary. Judge, I'd like to give you a chance, and Lesley as well, just to say a few words. You have any remarks you'd like to make?
Well, I'm very glad to be here, and I feel like I've spoken to just about everybody in this room already, fairly recently, a lot, about how things are working in Addison County, but it's a really good opportunity to get some more general feedback about the way the court is working, improvements that you would like to see. And I think that's pretty much it. Thank you.
Lesley?
So I also appreciate the opportunity to be here and the extent that I would be able to assist in any movements that there might be made. I have.
Well, thanks again. So, anybody have any comments about the justice system they want to make? Anything?
I'm a probate judge in Addison County, and it's nice to have this forum, but we're talking about the role of lawyers in the community, the perception of lawyers in the community. And I just wanted to at least put out in public for those who aren't familiar how much the lawyers in Addison County are assistants to the judiciary. Because particularly in the probate system and other things, we depend on lawyers to act as volunteer lawyers representing people who are, their families have petitioned for them to have a guardian appointed. And so literally the probate system, probate division can function without the assistance of a bar. In addition, they will act as guardian ad litem, because as we all know that guardian ad litem is juvenile proceedings, and the probate division as minor custodial guardianships. The bar is willing to act on that. So they just, I know lawyers get beaten up on a lot, and I just wanted to put it out there that literally, at least in Addison County, we wouldn't be able to function without their generosity.
Thanks, Missy. This is one of the great county bar associations in the state. I know that. I remember back when we were going through the restructuring, there was no friendlier audience that I spoke to back in those days than here in Middlebury, and believe me, it was not the case in every county that we visited. So I have good positive memories of that. Appreciate it. But how about some, concerns? Anybody want to speak to concerns about the current state of the justice system in this county, maybe more broadly statewide?
So one of the things that we noticed is that just generally access to legal services and funds. A lot of the, I'm the state attorney here, a lot of our complainants, a lot of our victims are also in family court, and oftentimes are going up against an attorney and aren't able to receive any legal advice at all. We have victims of crimes whose medical records, psychological records, so on, are subject to possibly to disclosure, and so that's opened up my eyes to a certain extent that there are just a whole bunch of folks out there in our community that are engaged in a pretty complex system and don't really understand how it works, how to adequately represent their own interests. And it goes to the extent where it hasn't happened here, but I've heard about some other spots where even in RFA hearings where the judges in those hearings have said, well, why don't you guys go meet in one of the conference rooms and try to mediate this? And it's just, I think that our profession a lot of times is not really aware of that lack of access to advice. And I was wondering if there's anything we can do better.
Do these folks typically not, are there services unavailable to them, or are they unaware of the services that are available to them?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Where do you think they would go to find the services? I mean, obviously they can call the Vermont Bar Association, for example, but they probably don't know that there is such a thing as the Vermont Bar Association or where that phone number is. So is it interacting with the courthouse itself and having things displayed or making sure clerks at the courthouse
reach folks without having to come into the courthouse. Legally, for example, here, you're dealing with attorneys and buildings. And that's largely the case throughout the state where you're going to have to travel, take time off from work, and you're paying for gas. It's an expensive option for
So that's, I think that's an interesting point. You know, one of the things we've talked about over the years doing is opening court in the evenings or on Saturday mornings in order to try to help people gain greater access. The other thing that occurs to me, I know in some states they have, in effect, an ombudsman, someone who stands inside the doors of the courthouse, who is there to try to help people navigate through the system. Typically one of the most senior clerks in the courthouse, somebody who's got a lot of experience and can help to move people in the right direction.
Yeah, I sometimes think of it as a triage in an ER room.
Yeah.
And you go to the hospital and there's somebody there, who's not the doctor, but or in this case the judge or a lawyer who would say, oh, think about this or think about that, or here's some information for you. Just,
So on that note, I'm on the liaison to the Standing Committee on Middlebury Legal Services, the AGA. One from that group is tasked with sort of figuring out how to deliver legal services to people who can't otherwise afford them and also are not in the state where they can have lawyers appointed for them. So basically that middle leadership group. And also figuring out a way to get those little groups to lawyers. We're talking about home services. There are some programs out there. Maryland has a pretty cutting-edge one where they actually have staff attorneys who are tasked with answering people's basic questions and referring them and heading them in the right direction. There are other programs.
New York has what they call an ambassadors program, and they actually have partnered up, I know, in the city with colleges, universities, and even community colleges, and students will come in with training, and they'll sit with unrepresented parties in a landlord-tenant case, for instance, visit with them ahead of time, hear about what's going on, and say, look, it's very important that you tell the judge that your heat isn't working, something like that, helping them in that way. And some of the schools apparently give credit for this. But, when you talk about this, I think the bar might think, well, this is maybe not the best thing in terms of, to have such an available resource for unrepresented parties.
Well, we always have concerns with that competition idea. And forgive me, but sometimes it's technical feel like that the bar members of the bar can do that. But I think ultimately, if you look at the numbers, 80% of the people out there who have legal issues don't even know they have legal issues in the first place. So it's not a question of should we do reading, it's a question of how do we develop a way that we can both determine and serve those people and get paid for doing it, but also in a way that they can afford it. And that's going to be done through, I think, we have an incubator program in Vermont, that's a good way. The Chicago Bar Foundation has an amazing incubator program that we can learn from in setting up young lawyers, both individuals but also groups, to provide lower level money level legal services, no fees.
First of all, are you getting any information with the ABA in terms of how people are first interacting with the court system, or maybe you know that as well, just even here in terms of whether it's online or by phone or in person, in terms of when that information would be most effective to distribute?
Yeah, that's like the biggest problem there is, and I don't have any great interest in getting the information out to people. It's hard, and there has to be a discipline in the courts to the internet, to social media, and that's how you can reach out to people. But then it's providing services too.
think about this process. Should this be the last of these meetings, even though it's the first? I mean, is there a better, maybe I'll just pick your brains and see if you think. You understand what the idea is. It's trying to connect with the community at a grassroots level. Maybe give us an opportunity to talk about the availability of legal services, the availability of judicial services, it's a little bit of a puzzle as to how exactly is the best way. Some of you have done these sorts of things before with focus groups, and one of the other models that we could use would be to send out, a very short 4-question survey in the community ahead of time, trying to figure out the best way to get that information back, get it out and then get it back, and use that as a fulcrum to try to generate conversation about, like I said, the justice system, legal services, that sort of thing. Anyone have any perspective on any of this since I've got your attention? Yeah.
I'm sure there's lots of problems with us and we should, this system. But I like sort of where we're going with it, which is, to me, a thesis like, does wealth buy justice? And if that's true, how does that manifest itself in a particular community? And what are we doing to sort of combat that, right? And what are we doing as a people to make it more just and make it more fair and make it more accessible? I think that's a good conversation.
Yeah.
Mr. Charter, you asked, should we be doing these meetings, or should you folks be doing these meetings in other counties? I guess I would ask, what was the target audience for this meeting? Because for the most part, what I'm seeing in the room, I think I know most people, it's everybody who's involved in the system already. We don't have just the lay person, citizen, general community member. We've got legislators, judges, lawyers, people in different programs, with the court system.
I can identify. I think I can. Thank you. Well, thank you. But that's a good question. The target audience was not the bar. It was not the bar. I mean, I gotta be candid with you.
I don't know who you.
We could do a benchmark meeting. I mean, I'd be glad to do that. And we should do that. So in fact, I'm going to talk to my colleagues next week about doing an appellate benchmark at the Supreme Court. Something I don't think we've ever done, and I think we ought to start doing regularly. But
So I don't know what. Sorry.
Well, the target audience.
Well, that's what I assumed.
People who aren't in the courts, and I'm not sure how to reach them. That's
Right. So I wasn't sure what was done to elicit, folks to attend.
Terry has advertised.
Well, basically, we send all the local publications and the community cable channel, we actually offered to come right here and videotaping it.
Yeah, we saw them. We saw the ads. They were all in there.
They are.
And also like agencies, DCF, Restorative Justice, actually, is it Evergreen Time? Or, DCF, yeah, and actually it's under the same bus. And also Middlebury College, because they have a community engagement department there. So we did, attempt to,
It might be just the nicest day in September.
And I don't know if this gives any other feedback, it maybe answers what Dennis was addressing in terms of, outreach and some of the conversation with Fritz and whatnot. But I know the court, and Angela, you can answer this, but I think at the court clerk's office, there's a pretty good list in advertising that goes on with the different entities and resources that are available to the complaining witnesses in criminal cases or whatever the case may be, whether it be legal aid or the lawyer referral service for the Vermont Bar Association or, all the other support organizations that might be out there. I don't know what else, and that's a great place, obviously, to start, and I think they've done a great job of putting that out there, so just to make sure people are aware that that list is in existence.
And one of the things from the probate division perspective that helped Merritt Ashcroft, who's an attorney in Vermont, who works part-time for the VBA doing pro bono, low bono kind of things. We had a benchmark meeting, and she came up and did a presentation to the attorneys who came to the meeting, And a lot of it was just educating the attorneys as to the pro bono project. Pro bono is where attorneys will get paid a little bit for doing the case. It's not entirely free. But it was, and we had, I think, 8 attorneys sign up for the program, which is really significant. And the target area was, again, what I mentioned earlier, is representation of wards in guardianship proceedings. But just to go back to, who's the target, what population are you aiming at? I think it's everybody's, if they're trying to put on a forum or something, it's always the devil in the detail about who do you aim it to. I've been listening to Vermont Public Radio, and they're doing apparently a listening tour
I know, I
around the
heard that on the way
state.
down here.
And I'm like, I wonder, how their attendance is. But they have the advantage, they have statewide publicity and all of that. But,
Yeah, it's true.
but, so when I saw the flyer for this, I thought, oh, just being like VPR, we get it out there, having a conversation in the community. But I think Amy has it right, that maybe the most beautiful day we've had in September so far.
I could also add that just coming from just about 200 people over a quarter, it's really funny for the new arch. There's been a lot of those to that.
Oh, is that
That's
right?
one of
Saturday.
And this is your first time?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you
yeah,
just keep
yeah,
doing it.
yeah.
And
Don't give up. I like that. I like that.
Yeah. I just have a question.
Yeah, please.
So I sit on House of Corrections and Institutions, and so I dabble in judiciary. I was talking to the Commissioner of Corrections this week, and, struggling with a lot of things that are going on there in the news a lot. She said 5,000 people flow through the corrections system annually. A lot of them are detainees, they aren't, we have 1,700 inmates, so we have 5,000 people a year that flow through the system. And what I'm wondering is what you are all thinking about, and what recommendations you have to improve pretrial services, keep people out of our corrections facilities, what we can do to keep them from getting in the first place, because some pretrial services that we need to make it more robust. What can we do using restorative justice and really make that more robust? What are some things we can do that change the dynamic?
I think our detention numbers have come down compared to Alison had this better than I do, compared to 10 years ago. I know that's also perhaps a long view. But the detention numbers 10 years ago were so high that Rob Hoffman, who was commissioner back in those days, would come to the meetings with a BlackBerry, that tells you how long ago this was, and he was getting the number of detainees every morning. And we were working very hard to try to figure out how to improve that. How many states is it now that have done away with cash bail? It's 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, maybe something like that, which is sort of a side issue of this. I think that the restorative justice programs in the state depend on what county you're in. Bennington, I'm not sure what they're like in Addison. I know that Bennington is very robust, very, very structured. But this is all local, local emphasis. I mean, you put laws in books that create the foundation for these restorative justice programs. And I think it's all then becomes a question of what the local community is willing to do, wants to do with that. But I think it's a hot topic. I'm going to a conference in about 2 weeks on exactly this point. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's trying to figure out how to do it better.
Right, the community has a role, courts have a role, corrections have a role, there are different roles. When you were asking your question about well-behaving and all, it sort of all fits in together. This is coming up again, obviously, because we just had to move, or we're about to be moving folks from the Camp Hill facility after Mississippi. And if we had space Vermont, the goal is really not to get that state.
Yeah.
If possible, but we have so many detainees that there's not space and we're going to produce just on the So if we can, on the front end, do something, do more, I don't know what the more is.
Yeah, something I would argue against though is reducing the discretion in the hands of judges. And I think that, that continues to be a fail-safe for the state to maintain the dignity and integrity of the justice system as a whole. And so there are some approaches intend to mandate certain resolutions that would avoid, that would really take that sort of choice out of the hands of the judges. When in fact, I think that's exactly probably the wrong thing to be doing. But it's a very complex system, that's for sure.
We
Yeah.
actually have representatives from the Department of Justice.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
Yeah, so I'm Mish from Addison Restorative Justice, and I can speak to what Robin was talking about. As far as pretrial services, Addison actually, as far as folks who are being monitored, Addison has been one of the leading counties in that, in the statewide initiative. So it has been well regarded. We have our pretrial service monitor here.
Oh, no kidding.
Coordinator.
So all three? Oh, that's great.
Restorative
Well,
program
thanks for coming.
coordinator.
Thanks for coming. Well, can you talk a little bit about how it works? What specifically you get referrals?
Well, the referrals usually come like when we're in arraignments, if the state attorney or public defender wants somebody to be screened or if it's a condition of release. And then we will go from there depending on what that person, the individual needs are.
Yeah. What sort of numbers do you see?
Right now,
Estimate?
we're carrying a caseload of about 20, 25.
And can you give us some idea how that compares to, say, a year ago, 12 months ago?
I've only been here since April.
Okay.
It has been fairly steady, on 30 range and sometimes
Yeah. And what kinds of cases are we talking about?
Mostly DUI cases, DUIs, some like leaving the scene of an accident, things like that. It's kind of like some drug possession.
Yeah. Do you see places where the program could be expanded? Different kinds of charges that maybe the legislature are thinking about expanding?
I think there's lots of different programs that the restorative justice can work in just in terms of some aggravated, maybe some more victim programs within that.
Should you talk about domestic violence?
Domestic violence, some sexual assault.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So currently, one of the initiatives that Vermont Association of Court Diversion Programs and Community Justice Network of Vermont are working with the Vermont Network Against Domestic and Sexual Violence on what is the intersection of restorative justice along with domestic violence and sexual violence, where it is appropriate, where it is not. We work closely with Human State, very closely on a few of the requests that have come up, and some just aren't.
But what's their perspective on expanding this into sexual assault and domestic violence? What's Women's Day?
I think they want to partner with us.
They do.
And we partner.
Are you?
Hi. Yes, I'm Christina from Addison. We have certainly reached out. I think that we're hearing from some survivors that they want to talk about it as an option. And so I think that it would probably be case by case at this point. But, there's a lot of movement nationwide, especially around college campuses, this sort of movement instruction. And as you were just saying, we're also getting a lot of information and training about the option. So I think it is kind of a buzz thing right now to talk about it and see it as a potential option. But there certainly are some concerns.
Yes, right. Sounds like an interesting conversation. Well, thanks Well, we only have this police bench for an hour, right?
I don't think there's a show here tonight,
I don't know. I think we're going to be done. I'm not sure. Anybody have anything else they want to give?
I'm wondering what the two of you see as bottlenecks or particular challenges that maybe help us.
Well, I've only been in Addison County for about a month at this point, so I'm not going to be able to font of knowledge for what is happening in the county. But I can say that in the time that I've been a judge, I spent most of my time in the abuse and neglect docket. So I've been a superior court judge for 7 years, and 5 of those 7 years I've spent in the children's docket, child abuse and neglect. And I have spent that time in the 2 counties with the largest caseload of children's cases in Franklin County and in Chittenden County. And that docket is certainly the one that I've spent the most time in, but I've sat in all of the dockets at this point, and it's the one that concerns me the most. It is a very resource-intensive docket, and it is also one where there are state and statutory guidelines for resolving cases, and there is an incongruency between the job that needs to be done to either unite families or create alternative permanency for children, and the time and resources that the court and service providers can give to families. And so that's one of the biggest concerns that I see. When I was in Chittenden County for the past 2 years, I spent a year and a half with very dedicated people from the Department of Children and Families, the Public Defender's Office, the State's Attorney's Office, and the Director of Kids Safe, Sally Warden, as well as the number of guardians that went to prepare a proposal to our Supreme Court to create a treatment court in Chittenden County. And the largest burden on that docket, I am convinced, is as a result of the opioid crisis. And so I firmly believe that we can do a better job as a state in addressing that problem for the most vulnerable population of Vermonters. And there are a number of things that are done very, very well by everyone who touches those cases in the system. There are many, many dedicated lawyers and social workers and guardians of life and foster families cannot be forgotten at all. But again, they're very resource-intensive cases, and they're a docket that we cannot just, as a judiciary, process.
Something like a number of years ago, I don't know how many, but I know we talked about it at least before, where a chintz case or those types of cases were on the docket for, one day every couple of weeks or something like that.
Well, in Addison County, they're on the docket 1 day a week. When I was in Franklin County, they were on the docket 2 days a week, and when I was there, we expanded it to 3.5 in Chittenden County. It was 3 days, and I expanded it to 3.5. And one of the things that Justice Reiber was speaking about is with limited resources, how do you do that? And we just need to be more time. And I don't know what resource there is just for more money. So as a judiciary, particularly in Franklin County, we had to be pretty creative about how we were going to expand our ability to give that docket attention. And one of the things that we did was we created a second courtroom out of the jury room. I was just saying to Justice Reiber before we began this presentation that the staff there is moving chairs, jurors' chairs in and out of that room a couple of times a week in order to create a pretty bare bones courtroom to address those cases. And so that's the biggest concern that I see. It's the docket that I spend the most time on and the most concern associated with it. One of the problems is that when you delay resolution of those cases, you really do harm children. The longer that the cases take the process through the system, you have children who are out of their parents' care, who are parental care, who are foster care, perhaps even relatives, and those children may eventually be reunited with their parents. And there is a great possibility that there may be attachment issues, that you've got estranged children from their parents. My focus when I was sitting on the docket was always to try to treat families as gently as possible. It can be an environment where parents feel as if they're being chastised, where there can be a lot of shame. And in a lot of cases, you're just meeting people at that lowest moment in their lives, that really difficult moment in their lives. But that can be transitory. And with the right support, families can come out on the other side better and stronger, and children can be safer. But as I said, it takes a lot of work from day one. So we're talking about restorative justice. Identifying parents' needs at the earliest possible moment, bringing them into an environment where, again, they don't feel ashamed, but they feel like they're part of a system that can support them, can say, you're in a hard place, we're going to protect your child, but we've identified what you need, and we have the tools, the vehicle to provide you with services that can be most helpful to you in a short amount of time that we are going to see you. But there is always room for improvement. And so, I'm just sort of down my soapbox there, so
Thank you.
it's hard for me to say. It's hard for me to say at this point. But, yeah, and I have to say, too, that Justice Reiber was talking about the fact that it's been difficult because the docket is so large to reach statutory deadlines that we have to reach certain milestones and cases. And when I was in Chittenden County for the past year and a half, we tried very, very hard to meet all of those deadlines. And again, processing cases quickly really can't and shouldn't be resolved. Children need permanency, but there are so many things that need to be considered. So I think that as a state and as a judiciary, we need to have a conversation about what the real goal is, where we're going to truly focus our efforts. And I honestly believe it's in providing services for parents and stability for children while we are addressing behavior.
So I practice in the docket and the docket that is all of our attention.
Thanks for the question. So let me say thank you again for all of you coming. Sure, yeah.
And presenting to the target, I find it's a great variety of perspectives. And if there were any specific suggestions that you might have from your perspective in terms of the court system or the legal system and how best reach and move that to great feedback. And in terms, I'd love to hear if you have specific ideas about how to address what you're saying, to get the services to the parents and stability of the kids, or specific, I guess, ideas or aspects of what we do now that could be done differently. I'd love to tap into that if you have ideas that you'd like to approach or explore.
All right. Diane Lanford, the House Rep, I also chair the Vermont Child Poverty and Strengthening Family Advisory Council. So I came here expecting to hear people telling you about what they want, and I would take that in. So I would be interested to hear too, how could we connect, when I hear you speak about, strengthening families, what's some of the things that we could measure that would be giving us benchmarks to say that we're doing that better, and or if there's advice on what we can do or advocate for to do better. I don't know if anybody really has answers to all of that, but that's some of the things that we're struggling we're doing better. If we do X, Y will improve.
So I would just like to recognize that the chief convened a commission to explore the issue of the creation of family treatment groups across the state. And they just issued their interim report within the past week or so. And their group is continuing to meet. So it is something that the judiciary is looking at across the state. It's not localized to Chittenden County. I mentioned the Chittenden County effort, but it's something that the judiciary is well aware of.
And Judge Arms, to her credit, as you know, in moving this ball forward, it's a very complex problem. And the problem is not manifest only in the courts. You know, when Alison mentioned that we had a courtroom in Franklin County, as soon as we converted the jury room into a courtroom, we got pushback from the sheriff. Why? The sheriff said, I'm only negotiated a contract and move to 3 courtrooms. You're going to have another one. And we got pushback from the public defender and from the state's attorney. All very understandable. They said we don't have the staff. So and if you take the public defender's office as a discrete entity and begin to look at how they provide representation to children and families across the state, it's a labyrinth of relationships. The contract, anybody here a contract attorney for what? Defender General? It's very typical for contract attorneys. These are lawyers who are in private practice who take contracts from the Defender General to provide representation when staff attorneys in the Defender General's office in one county or another have conflicts of interest and can't handle a particular case. So contract attorneys are instrumental to the operation of the system. Yet, Matt Valerio says he can't find enough lawyers who are interested to do the work to give contracts out. The lawyers who take the contracts typically are taking contracts in adjoining counties, so that you've got a lawyer who's got a contract in 2 or 3 different counties, Addison, Chittenden, Vermont, something like that, which creates a schedule of nightmare every time you're trying to get a case resolved. And, you know, it's not uncommon for one of these cases to have 2 or 3 kids with a couple of dads, a mother, and grandparents who are involved on a conditional custody order, all of whom under our Public Defender Act are entitled to legal representations. Everybody has a lawyer. We issued a decision about 2 years ago.
It wasn't, but it was a Franklin County case.
What was it?
It was safety, yes.
Yeah, something like that. If you wanted it, I'll get it for you. But we issued a per curiam, which is as rare as hen's teeth in Michael. You know, I think we've only issued 2 per curiam decisions in 15 years that I've been there. And this was one of them. And the point of it was to draw attention to the fact that this system is so complex, it is so difficult to manage, that as the judge quite rightly says, these kids are hanging out there in foster care, getting passed from one house to another to another. I mean, and we're not alone, by the way. You know, this is a regional problem, not even a national problem, but it's terrible. The system is not designed. You know, one of the things I said to the commission when we started in January, if you look at the portraits outside the lawyers who, you know, you stand outside the courtroom at the Supreme Court in Montpelier, and there's a portrait of, who's from St. John's, Al Barney. There's a portrait of Al Barney, who was Chief Justice, and he's standing there with a book. And this is how important it was to Al. He had his portrait done with the book. What's it say? Vermont Judiciary 1982. He had a study done of the status of the Vermont Judiciary in 1982. So important was it to him, Harvard Law School graduate, was that he wanted his portrait with a book in his hand, okay? I've got the book. And you look at the book, and it has a cross-section of all the different kinds of cases that we were seeing in the state courts across the state. Guess what? Not a single mention of child protection, termination of parental rights, nothing.
And I'm sure they were there, but grouped under the family law, but not so many that anybody was paying attention to them as a discrete entity. And if you look up the genesis, the date on which mandatory reporting started, 1981. We did not have mandatory reporting in this state before 1981. So we have essentially taken this group of cases and put them into an adversary system that was never designed to deal with this kind of case to begin with. And it is really, it is a terrible situation that we got in.
So I did it because we just renewed this company, it's been in business for 10 years. And so 10 years ago, actually, I still have the actual agenda from when they were in Addison County in November of 2007. Back when they were doing a tour very similar to this, and looking at and examining the, the impacts of poverty into the system.
Yeah.
And reading that report now, it finally came out in 2009, and all of what needed to happen with children, there wasn't one mention of addiction or opiates.
Right.
So even into 2007, it wasn't on the radar screen of having that social impact. And at the extent that we're aware of it now.
Yeah.
Just that.
I'm a judge, I'm a lawyer. I got to tell you, I don't think the adversary system is what's made for these cases. I really don't. Walter Morris is a great guy from the Northeast Kingdom who was a judge. He's retired now. When I went on the bench, I went to see him. I didn't know him. And he said, one of the things that we got to look at is whether or not we've got, it's appropriate for this kind of case to be in the adversary system.
That's great. It happens to change. Can you describe what a treatment court would look like and how, it must require increased resources. What is that?
I don't know that, here, this is heresy, because I'm the chairman of this committee. I'm not exactly sure a treatment court is the right answer in these cases. One of the things that I think is most important is dedicated resources. So you've got to somehow fix this problem of having not enough lawyers to do the cases, number one. You can't do the cases without a lawyer. Even if you reduce the adversary and make more of it administrative somehow, you gotta have lawyers involved in order to make sure that the fundamental constitutional interests of the parties are protected. But beyond that, you need dedicated resources. So you gotta have, I'd love to see a system where you've got regionally located dedicated resources, judges, prosecutors, defenders, DCF workers, and they're dedicated in the region, and they hear those, and they know each other, they handle the cases, the scheduling becomes much easier. You get the cases done rather. This case we issued per curiam, I think it was a year and a half before the case got done. Nobody authored the decision. So it says per curiam. We issue a decision of put Reiber, when that's the author of the decision. No, this is per curiam, which is, the court is speaking with one voice. It is a huge, we did it in the Shulman case, that's the other case we did. So it's a very, very, to me, there's a lot of weight to this in a way that it's unique. And this is how concerned we were about this nature of case, this type of case. And we still are. We still are. We're struggling to try to figure out this commission. Alison, I couldn't say enough about Judge Williams and what her work has been in this direction. I don't know. There are no easy answers in this about this stuff, but dedicated resources is big potential answer. Yeah.
I was in terms of a suggestion, potentially, I think the judiciary is already working on this, but I know given the rural nature of Vermont, Addison County in particular, there's some talk about being able to file something online and making some of the court forms accessible online. And the forms are accessible, but filing. So I just wondered where that is. And,
that's good. That's good. You sit tight. Just be patient. I've been patient for 7 years. You've got to be patient for a couple more. It's much farther along than you or I know. I don't really want to know more about it than that. That's enough. It's coming, I can tell you that. Maybe 2020, I think that's what I heard.
Well, 2021, Jerry.
Oh, yeah, Terry knows.
I was gonna say, they're planning to roll it out, the first one, in 2019, kind of a step at a time. But are you trying to bar the bay on that process? That is at the beginning.
Yes.
Yeah, and actually there was legislation, like you know, like last year, that basically paved the way for that to happen. But I think it's going to be soon in 2020, but they're looking at 2020 as being when everything will be available electronically, system-wide and dot-com. But it has to, like, it takes 110 years from the judicial construction date in 2010. So,
So it's after 6, we're turning the pumpkins at 6:15. Each of you should get a gold star for coming, I can't tell you how appreciative.
You should get, thanks.